Welcome to the channel for the first time viewers. Welcome back from my existing subscribers. Today I want to talk about Insurgency Sandstorm and kind of what's going on in the community. I was watching some of my subscribed channels get flanked, most importantly because I'm a pretty big Siege guy, so I really like his content. But I was watching some get flanked and he was talking about Insurgency Sandstorm and how it's a really good hardcore shooter. And it brought me to the realization that this game is finally starting to pick up steam. And one of the things that, I was kind of wary towards in the beginning was that it would be like World War III, because during the beta, I think the highest amount of players I ever saw was in the very first beta, and it was like 3,000 players. But usually you have like 700-800 people. But lately, since the game has actually been released as of the 12th, I've been seeing at least 6,000 to 7,000 people online, which is awesome. Not only for the fact that there's a ton of people to play with, but you find a game almost immediately, and there's like waiting is not an issue. Waiting wasn't an issue even when there was only like 700 people online. I mean, I can go back as far as when I saw as little as 300 people and I found a game in less than a minute. So it still takes me longer to find games on Siege than it takes me to find games on Insurgency. But I got some gameplay on here just so for those of you that are kind of wanting to see my opinion. It's kind of unfair if I give this game like a full review, because I've always been on board with this game from the beginning. As soon as I got a PC, everybody was telling me I needed to play Insurgency. So ever since then, it's been Insurgency. So I was like, all right, cool, whatever. I'll try the first one. First one was pretty good. And then I pre-ordered the second one, played the beta. And from the jump, I've always loved it. So it's like one of those things where if I'm an Apple user and then I say, well, not even just an Apple user, but like an Apple fanboy or something. And I say, well, the iPhone is the best because X, Y, and Z. Like, yeah, it might still make sense. It might still be true, but it's coming from a place of bias because that's really all you do. So for me, I've always viewed this game in a positive light. It does have its issues. Like, there's some glitches that they've already fixed as far as when you load in the beginning, when you would load in, like your dudes would have like no face, which occasionally happens. I'm talking about like all the time your dude would have no face, or he'd have like no hands, no body. It'd be a floating gun because the assets didn't load properly. And it used to take like almost 30 minutes, or not 30 minutes, like 30 seconds into the round before your guy would actually show his gun. And the downside is that you actually couldn't shoot sometimes because your gun really wasn't there. So they fixed a lot of that stuff, and I feel comfortable. Like, I felt comfortable a couple months ago, like back in late October, early November. I felt comfortable saying, you should get this game. So I feel even more comfortable now saying that I feel like this game may actually be able to stick around, make it past the holiday season, launch on consoles. When it lands on consoles, it'll definitely have a really strong presence, because there's nothing really like this on console as far as like a realistic military shooter. You have Call of Duty, you have Battlefield, you have Rainbow Six, but realistically, there's like Warframe doesn't really compare to this as far as like the lower tier games or the AA or indie studio games. So yeah, I think this game will definitely hit the market, hit it strong, and with the PC being successful so far, I think if they get to about 15,000 concurrent players instead of just like the max is like 7,800 so far, if they get to like 15,000 players, essentially it'll start cracking into the higher end of the Steam charts for concurrent players. So I'm looking forward to that day. I think it could come because this game has a lot to offer. If you want, I'll link JackFrags' video. If you follow Siege, I'm pretty sure you already either heard of him, seen a video from him, or are already subscribed to him. But I'll link that video in my description so that you guys can check it out. He makes a lot of good points about the actual gameplay, so I don't want to double up videos, you know what I mean? So I'll link that so you can take a look and see what his perspective is. But for me, the gameplay is solid. I like the fact that it's very low health. I think it's very realistic in that aspect, because if you get shot in real life a couple times, it'll take you longer to die. In this game, you just die immediately. But it's for the hardcore fans out there, I think this game might hit the spot just right. So if you like hardcore modes in different games like Battlefield and Call of Duty, I think this will be like the game that is just hardcore. So the main game itself is that. So like I said, I'll link his video in the description so you guys can check it out some more. And I hope you can enjoy the gameplay. I'm going to be doing some more videos on Insurgency Sandstorm. I don't really know what kind of content I want to make on it yet. I think I'm just going to stick to Siege as far as like regular uploads, but I do still play this game, and I do want to share some news about it because I actually like playing it. So that'll be all. I hope you guys enjoyed the gameplay like I said earlier, and be easy. I'll catch you in the next video.